J.J. Mann has 13 to lead all scorers.
So a quick 5-0 spurt by Belmont in the last, 15 seconds of game action?
Roper tries to continue the hot hand, empty on that one.
You never want to start a half taking contested shots, and Clemson just took a contested shot.
Chamberlain had to alter his shot because of the presence of McDaniels. Out of bounds, it's going to be Clemson basketball. Boy, Reese Chamberlain had a clear look at the hole and sensed that McDaniels was coming over with that shot blocking ability and had to put it high off the glass.
I talked about it earlier. Clemson, and especially McDaniels, a lot of teams, Rich, they block shots because they get beat, so they're scrambling to recover and block a shot. Clemson blocks shots because they're in proper defensive position. And there's a major difference when you break down a film.
Roper inside, Noko. Turnaround, no good. Jenkins the rebound.
Richie pivoted away from the rim instead of towards the rim after the traffic cleared. Just because he's still really raw offensively and doesn't understand it all. I like his upside.
Bradshaw, right at Rod Hall, kicks it out. Windler, three, yes!
Now you're starting to see why Belmont is Belmont. Again, another drive for others out of Bradshaw, trusting that the offense is going to be where it's supposed to be. They fill the ball side corner really well.
They do not just toss it around the perimeter. They love to take it into the paint.
Going to drive for others by Bradshaw. The drive, and Windler, number one, pops out. He's 6'9", he's rail thin, but he can do that. Bam.
Windler just 2 points away from 1,000 for his career. He has 7 tonight. Hall still scoreless in this game.
Belmont continues to try to let the ball get reversed down the middle with their down action, but the speed of Clemson allowing them to get a lot of drives across the nail. That's too much daylight.
And look at this. Bradshaw with a three, and Belmont is back up top 2.
Anytime Belmont rises and they can get good vision of the rim, it's advantage team in blue. Trust me. Trust me.
2 quick threes to open the second half for Belmont. McDaniels tries to match and does. KJ's in double digits with 10. Bradshaw, left hand. Noko the rebound.
Clemson has guarded himself so far in this possession.
Taken away by Chamberlain.
Yeah, that's bad offense there now, I'm telling you.
Bradshaw again.
There is no panic out of this Belmont squad. They trust what they do offensively maybe about as well as anybody in the college game.
They average almost 10 threes a game. They have 8 already in this contest.
But you're not going to take them away from what they want to do or what they're going to do.
Here's Harrison, the pull-up. Nice shot from the elbow.
Well, if Belmont's not going to have any resistance off of the ball screen action, you have to jump up and shoot with confidence from 16 feet.
Blocked out of bounds. That's the 6th block of the evening for the Clemson Tigers, who had 9 blocks in each of their first 2 NIT games.
Rich, in this ball game for Clemson, everything must be 2 steps higher. Your transition defense must be 2 steps higher. Even in transition defense, he's there on the catch. You cannot continue to get. There's a major difference in are you draftable and can you make a roster? And hopefully he'll listen to the right people.
Wide open, Jenkins from the corner. No good. Belmont still has it. There's the freshman Brads working on the smaller Damarcus Harrison. It goes out of bounds, and an empty possession for the Bruins. Now the journey to the Frozen Four in Philadelphia continues with the regional semifinals and finals from Worcester, St. Paul, and Cincinnati Saturday at 4 on ESPNU, and watch ESPN. For information on every one of the 89 NCAA championships, go to ncaa.com. Rich Hollenberg, Jimmy Dykes, ESPN NIT quarterfinals. And we've got a beauty from inside Littlejohn Coliseum. 56-55 Belmont. The little team that could, trying to make it to New York City. Tip follow, no good. Noko, extra 35 for Clemson.
I would try to throw the ball inside to Noko. I don't think Clemson has done it enough. They get away from it too easily.
Taken away. Here's Bradshaw. Oh, and look at it. KJ McDaniels flies in from behind, but they're going to call the goaltend.
I don't know who the best pure athlete is in college basketball, but this guy would have to be in the conversation in terms of a raw athlete that can run and explode and sail and hang and jump that second time quicker than everybody else on the floor. He has to be in that conversation. I've already broken down how explosive his first step is as a defender. Phenomenal.
6'6" junior out of Birmingham, KJ McDaniels. Passed 1,000 points for his career in their win against Illinois on Sunday. Has 16 tonight.
Richie shot clock stuck on 35, and the ball advanced past the timeline.
The winner of this game plays the winner of SMU and Cal. Filer. Harrison hesitated, missed it. And Jenkins gets the rebound.
You don't see confident three-point shooters hesitate.
Young man with the ball in his hands is all kinds of confident. But he threw it away. We've got our under 8 timeouts, 7.5 to go. A 3-point lead for Belmont on the road against Clemson.
Coming up top of the hour. Rich, Jimmy, back to you.
Thanks, Coach. That's the second NIT quarterfinal here. In the first one, it's a dandy, 58-55. Belmont a 3-point lead, but KJ McDaniels doing all he can to keep his Clemson Tigers in this with 16 points.
You know what? To me, there's Sean McDaniels, KJ's mother. To me, your best player cannot tolerate anything that negatively affects winning. I haven't seen anything from KJ McDaniels that says he's not that kind of guy. The first guy out at practice, first guy here this evening, and his effort and his motor is relentless.
Harrison, much needed triple from Damarcus Harrison. Tied at 58. Bradshaw lost it out of bounds. Unforced error, Belmont. That's turnover number 8.
One of the few possessions in this game that Belmont has over-dribbled. Their offense is at best when that ball is caught and it's moving off the pass, and they are selective with their bounce. That time, they were not selective with the bounce of the ball. I still like Noko getting a touch.
Clemson no stranger to close games. Jumbo missed the deep 3, and it's going the other way. And Jimmy, you were surprised with Ibrahim Jumbo's knocking down 2 threes in the first half. You don't want him to fall in love with it too much.
I don't at all. He's only made 8 all season coming in. 21% on the year. And he needs to remember that. And I think Brad Brownell is going to guard him right now by taking him out of the game. Coaches can guard their own guy by saying, you sit for a while. Sometimes you have to do it.
Extra pass. And Jenkins again, he's been doing work down low.
Don't they move the ball well? I know you said extra. I think that's the right pass. The right pass, he drugged the defender away from the front of the rim and then delivered it right on target. Noko's saying the same thing I am. Give me the dadgum basketball. He's a mismatch on the inside. He's got a 3-inch height advantage, probably a 6-inch reach advantage. And he wants the basketball. That's a good sign for any perimeter player. Your post guy is demanding the ball right now. Reward him for his effort.
Landry Noko's increased his output from last year to this year by 300%, Jimmy. He's a different player this year.
300%.
Passes out of the double team. Filer lost it. And the foul's called. And it's going on the Clemson Tigers. Belmont basketball.
Rich, you can't attack the same side of the floor off the bounce as the ball's delivered out of the double team of Noko. The defense is already built in on that side of the floor. That thing's got to get reversed. Drivers thrive off of ball reversal. Filer should have reversed the basketball.
And the Clemson bench has been extremely effective tonight. 7 points by Filer, but now he's next to Brownell with 4 fouls. Bradshaw, catch and fire. Looked good from our vantage point, but it rattled out, and we're going the other way. Evan Brad's whistled for the foul. That's his 3rd.
This is a classic tug of war going on a basketball floor. One of the top 10 defensive-minded coaches in the game, Brad Brownell, is trying to go blow for blow with one of the top 10 offensive minds in the game in Rick Byrd from Belmont. And neither team will give in right now. Both are delivering blows in their area.
McDaniels pull up. And Bradshaw clears. 7 of Clemson's last 8 games have been decided by 5 points or less. 2 of their last 3 by 1 point. Does that favor Clemson in this situation?
I think Belmont's a very mature ball club on the road. They don't look like they're going to be bothered by a late possession game at all.
Bradshaw.
Wow! Oh my goodness! How good are they?
18 for Bradshaw, 13 this half.
2012 Tennessee Mr. Basketball at the AA level. Again, if nothing else, he brings a swagger and a confidence to Belmont that they had to have this year, losing those 2 senior guards from last year.
And man wanted a clean strip, but they're going to get the foul instead.
Well, the ball screen action, and Noko again, he's 1 or 2 steps lower than he has to be in this game. I talk about Clemson. Everything must be 2 steps higher. If Noko is 2 steps higher as the on-ball defender, he's there to take away the 3.
Bradshaw had a career-high 25 points in their first-round win at Green Bay. There's another 3 by Harrison.
How many have they made tonight? They have to be beyond their average.
Absolutely. They made 5 in the first half and 4 in the second half.
Well, they don't average 9 per game, I tell you that much.
That's Belmont numbers. And Bradshaw again. He leads all scorers with 21, 5 of them coming from beyond the arc. Hall. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play the old-fashioned way, Jimmy.
What I like about Rod Hall, this last attempt by Illinois, and therefore it's Clemson and Belmont with a right to go to New York City.
Hall rattles it home.
This is a good game now, I'm telling you. This is a good basketball game.
3.5 to go. One of these 2 teams will represent their conference in Madison Square Garden. And J.J. Mann signals timeout.
Rick Byrd's club shoots it too well for Clemson to continue to allow them to get second shots within the possession. Clemson's first shot and now second shot defense must be really good to close out this game.
Tomorrow, NBA Wednesday continues, presented by State Farm on ESPN at 8. Heat fate the Pacers. Then at 10:30, the Grizzlies take on the Jazz. It all starts with the Kia NBA Countdown at 7 on ESPN, and both games also live on Watch ESPN. The Pacers and the Heat, Jimmy, fading a little bit down the stretch.
They'll get it corrected.
Yeah.
One thing that Clemson has to get corrected, Belmont, 12 three-pointers, the most allowed by Clemson Ball Club under Brad Brownell. And this is a club that was one of the best in the nation, if not the best. Clemson is defending the three. They have been put to the test tonight.
Offense versus defense. Right now, Belmont's offense has a 2-point advantage over Clemson.
Rick Berg runs motion offense in the flow of the game, and now this will be a set play out of the timeout. Where does he feel like he has an advantage?
Knocked out of bounds. Stays Belmont basketball. 7 on the shot clock.
What's been good for Belmont is Bradshaw driving the ball 23 in blue. He and Chamberlain both.
Deep three. Maybe not what Rick Bird would have dialed up at that point. Chance to take the lead with a triple of their own. Under 3 to go.
I don't forget about Noko. At least get him a touch.
Harrison. Yes!
That's pretty good by Harrison. For a kid that came in with only 31 made threes, he's jumped up and stuck a couple of guarded ones in this ball game.
J.J. Mann got fouled, and he'll go to the line.
An inconsistent shooter all season long has been Harrison, but he screens and pops. And it comes off pretty good up top. Transfer from BYU. Kid that always gets the other team's best, but has been an offensive weapon for Brad Brownell at a much-needed time.
He has 3 threes in the second half, does Damarcus Harrison. J.J. Mann at the line. Just his 3rd trip to the free throw line tonight, and he's got all 3 of them.
And Rich, he has been a pressure free throw shooter his entire career. His role has changed this year in terms of the offense within the flow of the game. He's always been a pressure free throw shooter.
And his career high came earlier this year against North Carolina. 34 points against the Heels. He has 20 tonight, and his team's back on top by 1.
Neither team yet in the bonus.
Filer almost had it taken away by Chamberlain. Here's McDaniels. 7 on the shot clock. Spin, Harrison. Yes, he's the hot hand.
That sometimes you just got to compete and go get a basket.
Bradshaw, 3. And they're going to get Noko with the foul. And Lee Cassell is warning the Clemson bench to take a seat as things get heated here with 1:43 to go.
I mean, that's an easy call to make. Noko just shoves Evan Brads right out of the play. Fans don't agree with it, but they're not seeing what we saw.
Chamberlain inbounds. Windler's back in the game.
Double dribble. You got the one non-handler on the floor handling the basketball under pressure. That's Windler. Can he screen and pick and pop? Yes. Can he knock down threes? Yes. Can he do stuff off the bounce under pressure? No.
And he immediately takes a seat on the bench. Frustration from Drew Windler. "90 seconds to New York City." Here's Hall. What a take! Rick Byrd calls timeout. Belmont has 2 remaining. Clemson has 3. Possession hour to Clemson, 1:05 to go.
Watch Rod Hall just kind of backs up and gets himself momentum. As he started backing up with that basketball, he's sending the message, I'm backing up to get momentum. Boom, now here's the blow-by. And it's 6'10", even the reach-around defense, the quick hands of Chamberlain doesn't bother his big physical body, and then he avoids the contact right in front of the rim. A major, major move, play, and finish by Rod Hall.
Coverage of the Division I Men's Basketball Championship Regional Semifinals beginning Thursday on CBS and TBS at 7 p.m. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com.
Have I told you how much I like Little John? Look at this play.
Yeah. Second consecutive sellout, 10,000 plus. They've won 11 straight NIT home games here. This is a big reason why. Rich Hollenberg, Jimmy Dykes. NIT quarterfinals, 1:05 to go. Belmont with the ball, down 3. Backdoor, out of bounds.
Clemson got 2 steps higher with their pressure that I've been talking about all ball game long. And that 2-step difference made the pass about 4 feet longer. Ultimately, that changed the play.
Jimmy, they've tried that backdoor play a number of times tonight. It hasn't worked once.
No. Clemson is so good at making you go through their chest on backdoor cuts. Look at this.
Yeah, taken away. That's a big swing in momentum from Clemson to Belmont with 52.6 left.
Rich, how about the toughness of Belmont? They throw the ball away, but instead of all 5 guys getting their dauber down, they come right back and come up with defensive pressure and get the steal. You asked me earlier, does Clemson have an advantage in a tight ball game? I said no, because I trust the maturity level of Belmont.
Chamberlain can't connect on the free throw.
Got to make him, don't you?
And Hall throws it away. Both teams have 11 turnovers. That one could prove costly.
Does Clemson want to go to New York? I mean, back-to-back careless turnovers when they have a chance to put a ton of game pressure on Belmont. And now Belmont has the game pressure right back on Clemson. A 3-point deficit to Belmont. They look at it like a layup.
Brad Brownell's club, a relatively young squad. No seniors for Clemson. About a 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Man, catch, fire. No. And we've got a foul on Belmont on the floor.
A good challenge of the shot by Man. Clemson, when they have to dig in and dial in and caboose shooters, they have the ability to do it. Competitive dudes on the floor in white on the defensive end of the floor. Because Man does a good job of coming off shoulder to shoulder and catches and turns in rhythm, and a terrific challenge. Bothers the shot.
30.2 left, a 3-point game. Let's check in with the studio.
All right, Richard, busy night in the ladies tournament. UConn wins big. Again, they win by 39 this time. They move on to the Sweet 16. They'll face BYU on Saturday. North Carolina, they're on their way to a big victory. And Penn State up 17. And Maryland right now, 2:41 to play. They're up 6. Our next game, a little over 10 minutes to play. DeAndre Matthew, he had 14 points in the second round, looking to move on to the semis. The Southern Miss and Minnesota 10 minutes from right now. Here's what the NIT bracket looks like. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Coach. SMU Cal plays the winner of Belmont Clemson, and this game has yet to be decided with just over 30 seconds left. It is a 3-point Clemson lead, 71-68, and Clemson, coming off a timeout, will have the ball out of bounds under the Belmont basket. Full court pressure by the Bruins, Jimmy.
Well, they're going to have time to go for a steal, go for a trap, and then the foul's going to come.
They get it in cleanly. Filer pulls it back out. And a Belmont foul. Both teams shoot free throws well, both at 74%.
Well, if you're Clemson, you want to keep the ball out of the hands of Noko. He's a 57% free throw shooter on the year. And Noko tried to get rid of it before the contact could come. Belmont very alert to know that's the guy we want to put on the line.
And Belmont calls a timeout, which means they have 1 TO remaining.
5 with 24 seconds to go. They are lethal, Belmont is, though, at quick threes. They have a lot of set design plays to get a quick, clean three. But if I'm Brad Brownell, I end the huddle saying, after Noko makes these free throws, here's what I want defensively. Feed confidence right now to a free throw shooter that probably doesn't have a lot of natural confidence in it.
Landry Noko, a 6'10", 250-pound sophomore out of Cameroon. First trip to the free throw line tonight.
Very well done by Noko. Nice, confident rhythm.
That makes it a 2-possession ball game. Off the back iron.
Just need a quick score. 2 or 3 doesn't matter.
Man, pump fake. Off the mark. Rebound, Harrison. 10 seconds left. And a timeout called by Damarcus Harrison. Well, they got the ball into their leading scorer's hands, J.J. Mann, but he came up empty.
Back-to-back good defensive possessions on J.J. Mann. Clemson was there on the catch when he was going to rise and fire for a 3. And then on that last possession, they kept their feet alive, threw up a wall against a 6-6 score in the paint.
Damarcus Harrison has 13 second-half points, make it 14. 16 in the game. This is a young man who transferred from BYU because after going to serve a mission, a Mormon mission, they lost a scholarship spot for him. Clemson said, come on over to South Carolina. We've got a spot for you. And he very well could be helping them to New York City. 5 seconds. Bradshaw fires. Off the mark. And the Clemson Tigers are headed to New York City.